Hi, it's Ryan from Knights Around a Table, and by the time you watch this video, I will have fully recovered. But right now, at the moment that I'm shooting it, I am completely exhausted and frazzled and disheveled because I spent the entire day traipsing around the city of Toronto, thither and yon, near and far, in the blazing hot sun with my COVID-19 mask on, barely able to breathe, trekking up from the bottom of the city to nearly Midtown. Almost Midtown, to go to the one board game store that is presently open during the pandemic. That's right, Meeple Mart is not open, folks. If you live in the Greater Toronto area, Board Game Bliss in Scarborough also not open, but 401 Games opened their door, risked death so that I could spend sweaty 2 hours in there, hemming and hawing over their vast collection of board games. And this is the one which, through the help, I might add, of the patrons and supporters on the Discord server, there's the link below if you want to become one or hang out with those folks who are very, very kind. Through their advice, I had narrowed it down to a couple of options, and this is the one that they said that I should go with. I'm petting it. Now, I hope that you appreciate my sacrifice and everything that I've done to bring this to you. 401 Games does deliver, but then never mind that. I'm not the hero in that version of the story. I'm the hero in this one. I'm the hero in the one where I brought this back for you, and I'm gonna open it. Gosh, darn it. This is a game, what do I know about it? It was expensive, and it's very, very thick with a THICC. It's by Uwe Rosenberg. If you don't know that game, that's fine. Excuse me, if you don't know that name, that's okay. But if you're getting more into board games, you'll come across it more and more because Uwe Rosenberg is one of the superstars of board gamedom. He's done a bunch of games, including the venerable and much lauded Agricola, which you may have heard of, you may have played. He's done a bunch of other, he's done Le Havre, and he's done Nussford, and just a pile of games, and he has a following. He's the kind of board game designer who, if he releases a game, people will buy it sight unseen because his name is on the box. That's the kind of designer that Uwe Rosenberg is. This one is also about Vikings, so I actually picked it up on the recommendation of the people in the Discord channel, and because my wife Cheryl really likes Vikings. I don't know what appeals to her about Vikings. Is it the fact that they're large, burly, sinewy men with just glistening muscles, you know, just coated in hair and blood, and like it might be all of that, or she just might like the hats. I don't know which it is. It's one of those two, hats or massive amounts of sex appeal. It's one of those. I haven't asked her yet. Feast for Odin, what is it about? Well, it tells us right on the back of the box. Delve into the world of Vikings and dabble in trading, hunting, raiding, pillaging. I like this new word, this new substitute for the R word, yes. Pillaging, just like pirates also pillage the places that they go. Raiding, there's an R word that is family friendly. Build houses, what I'm saying is, never mind, read your history. Build houses, explore new worlds, and every round have a feast in Odin's name. Odin, you might know this, you might not. He's one of the big gods of the pantheon of Norse mythology, and he's the guy from whom we get Wednesday. Wednesday is Odin's Day. Kind of neat. In this great strategy game, wow, all right, toot your horn a little bit, box. Settle down, I haven't even bought you yet. In this great strategy game, Uwe Rosenberg lets you relive a bygone era. The large variety of actions and occupations guarantees your Northerners long-lasting fun, with each game creating a new world on your player board. A big Viking box full of components and possibilities, and boy howdy, they ain't lying. That's a really heavy box. So let's crack into it and see what it's all about. Now, I have to tell you, I was really excited to find out that this was one of the very few Uwe Rosenberg games I'm aware of that wasn't illustrated by Clemens Franz. Clemens Franz, the villain, Clemens Franz, whose artwork graces it doesn't grace the cover of a lot of board games. It just kind of like blorbs itself onto the cover of many popular board games. Not a big Clemens Franz fan at all. So I like that it's not him. However, I don't know, there's something about European illustrators that kind of reminds me of back in like the Amiga 500 days, where everything like, oh, we can draw a face by using gradient spheres. I don't know, there's something weird about their painting style. It's just, I'm picky with artwork, but I think there are definitely better artists out there. Come on, like, give me a break. Come on, look at, come on. It's fine, it's passable, it's fine, whatever. Open the box. All right, here we go. Nothing, just a whoosh. Box fartometer, 0. I've been saying it in the last few unboxing videos, but if you have a board game box that makes a non-zero degree of fart noise when you open it, please, in the name of science, record that box fart, send me a link so I can download it, and give me the permission to use it in a box fart supercut, so that we can determine once and for all where all the box farts have gone. They're like unicorns to me now, you know? I don't know if they exist anymore. But if you have had the fortune of happening upon a meadowy glade in the early morning misty pre-dawn twilight. It's twilight only at the end. Anyway, you know what I mean. It's all like sparkly and weird. And then I'm setting a stage here. And then you happen across this mythical beast, the box fart. Please turn on your camera and show me, because in the name of, if not science, mythology, we got to get to the bottom of this. To the box. Right at the top, we have some very familiar components. If you've played any Uwe Rosenberg or any Euro game, indeed, these look like stone. Ah, look at that. And these look like deep purple cubes. Ah, I'm so smart. That's that bag. These are 2 dices, 2 dice. This shows that I don't play a lot of D&D, because I can't just look at a die and tell you how many faces are on them. But I think this is a D10 and this is a D8. Yes, I think I'm right. D10 and D8, orange and blue. And we have some aminos and some woods. I'm gonna guess that this animal, oh, come on now, is evading me. The dark one looks like a moose. That's my guess. And these ones look like logs. These look like wood to me. There's only one moose in the bag. Only one moose. They should have put that, emblazoned it on the box in case anybody was, you're bound to be disappointed if it's like, sorry kids, this is a one moose game. What else? There's a whole other, what's your favorite one moose game? Let me know in the comments. All the components are just all over my floor now. So here are some of the components that were in that bag. Little quasi meeples with little pointy heads. Here's a yellow one. I believe these are probably going to be player colors. So the player colors, surprisingly, are red, blue, yellow, and black. Usually a game will go with green if they're going to pick a fourth color out of, go with the primaries and then something else. So, so you get a whole pile of these little sort of spear-headed meeple dudes. Great. A bag of bags. Bag hutch. Great. That's great, because it's really annoying when you get a board game and they don't include enough bags to fit all your components. And it's like, have you played this? Because you're the publisher, right? You should know how many bags we need. There are 4 decks of cards, and I'm going to put them aside at the risk of forgetting about them and not showing you what's in them. I'm going to put them aside. And this is a plastic tray with rectangular indents or recesses on it, which kind of surprises me, or sorry, it doesn't surprise me, but it reminds me, I should say, of Jamaica the Crew, which has a similar thing going on. You slot cards in there. I wonder if we're slotting cards in this, but it looks like a vacuum formed tray. There's 2 lids, and there's this whole recessed thing full of components going here. I'm sure of it. I don't know which components, but it looks like these 2 are identical because the 2 lids are also identical. Vacuum formed trays. It's my favorite deep cut from a alternative band's album. Vacuum-formed trays. I can't remember the band name. If you remember the band name, please remind me who sings Vacuum-formed trays. This is it looks like a scoring sheet, so we can score for a variety of things: ships, immigration, exploration boards, sheds and houses, sheep and cattle, no moose I notice, occupation silver, final income, English crown, positive subtotal, blah, 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 blah. Means nothing to me because I've never played the game. And a lovely, complicated board, packed, I say, with symbols. Whoa, it's like that opening shot in Star Wars, except nowhere near as cool. And, oh my gosh, it's one of these games that you actually have to tip over and dump all the stuff out because there's no finger grabby bits. Oh my Lanta. I might be over it. You know, if you watch some of my earlier unboxings, I get so excited about the amount of cardboard that you get to punch out. This might be overdoing it. This amount of cardboard, we might be approaching cardboard saturation, and when it starts to look more like work than fun. But all right, let's see. Interestingly, the rule book is not the first thing that you open, but here it is, rule book. You thought there was going to be one rule book for this game? You're so naive. There are three. There are 3 rule books for this game. Oh my lord! And it's not even like one's in German. These are 3 English. This one's 20 pages. This one's doesn't even have a page number. Oh, 23 pages. And this one is 15 pages. This one is going to be the appendix to the rules. That one's the rule book, the thickest one, and this is the almanac to the rule book. Oh my god. I'm only going to take a quick peek in here because I think that, I don't know, my heart can take what's going to go on inside this book. The folks on the Discord server told me that this one was a really good pick because you can't really find a good how to play video on this game. And this is probably why. This looks like one complex game. But like so many of these games, it's complex when you're spending the 4 hours reading the rule book, but when you actually get to the table, it's a piece of cake and everything just falls in line naturally. Here are the 2 ravens of Odin. I forget their names. You can tell me, please tell me in the comments both who sang Vacuum trays and the names of Odin's ravens. Just a quick flip through here. There's like, there are entire bios for the meeples representing Vikings. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Game meat. There's a whole like, oh my god, look at the, oh, is this the rule book or this is the almanac? Oh, thank god, because it's like venison consisted mainly of pig, wild boar, and deer. Do we need to know that to play the game? I don't know. This is just adding a whole lot of color. What does the rule book actually look like? All right. Okay, good. Oh, thank God. Lots more big full color pictures and examples of how to set up the game. There's, I assume that's Uwe. He looks a little bit like Bilbo Baggins or my Aunt Jan. I don't know. There, and then, yeah, okay. Lots of full color pictures. Lots of little asides from the, I assume, the designer. I don't really know what Uwe looks like. I thought he had a big white beard for some bizarre reason. I thought he looked kind of like Santa Claus. Maybe he does now, and this is what he used to look like, Aunt Jan. But yeah, this is nice. There are tons of examples, lots of pictures. I like a rule book with lots of pictures, not because I'm dumb. Just like looking at the pictures. These are the player boards, I'm assuming, or some of them, because there are 4 of them. And that is a complicated looking thing. Egads, my goodness. The fact that there are -1 coins all over it implies to me that very much like Agricola, it's incumbent upon you to fill in most of this area with stuff lest you score negative points. That's a very Uwe thing if you've played Agricola. I think in Agricola, you lose a point for every spot of farmland that you don't cover. So he's recycling concepts or mechanics there. And there's sort of like a Tetris PC kind of tetromino puzzly thing in here. I think are these the same? Do these cover? I think so. Yes, they're the same look. So you gotta sort of like puzzle piece stuff onto your board to cover stuff up, and blah, blah, blah. So you got scales and horns and crowns and all kinds of mystical Viking miscellanea on this board. Little things too that I'm going to punch out because I'm going to lose that for sure. These things are too small to be punching out right now. Skins, more stuff to cover your board, I'm assuming. More of these tiny little barrels that I'm not willing to lose. You know, I could only guess at what these things even mean. If you've played the game, of course, you're like, well, of course they're, how could anyone not know that they're clearly blah, blah, blah. That's how you talk, blah, 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 blah. This is how I talk. All right, back to the stuff that you can punch. Look, no name. There's no need for name calling or being cruel to each other. That's all. We're spending time together. It's fine. We're friends. We're friends, you and I. I've clearly run out of things to say. I don't know. It's just cardboard sheet after cardboard sheet after cardboard sheet of things to punch out. We have yaks or some sort of cattle that I learned from the almanac just seconds ago make venison. And isn't that deer? I don't even know. I'd have to read the almanac. Blah! All right, down here, this looks like not fun to set up. I assume that you're going to punch this puppy out, and then all of the other little things that you've punched out have to go on there as like a serve 'em up thing mat that you can take stuff from under certain conditions. Were there a million of these, or is there just one of those? I don't know if that's a pain to set up, but it doesn't look like too arduous, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. More things. There's cabbages. I don't even know what that is. I'm gonna have to whale blubber. Narwhal tusks? I have no idea. Sheep. Oh, my bowls of fruits. Just Viking stuff. Did we look at the main board? What is even happening in this game on the main board? Right. Yeah. That was the Star Wars shot that I showed you. This has to be the main board, the common board, where you can pick the thing that you're doing in order to get the thing from the big oval, in order to put it on your player board, in order to cover spots up and not lose points. Assuming. Down here, very large, let's call it a thing. I'll punch it out just for something to do. This looks like things that you can do in the game. Harvest, that's a very Uwe Rosenberg thing from Agricola. Agricola being probably the only Uwe Rosenberg game I've ever played. You can draw a new weapon, you can do actions, determine the start, or you have to do these things. The animals breed, there's a feast. I always thought it was weird in Agricola, and other games have copied this. I think Keyflower does this too, where if you have two animals in a pen, they make a third animal. And if you have three animals, they only, no matter how many, if you have 16 cows in a pen, they only ever make the one cow. And it's like, I don't think that's how animal husbandry works. I don't think that's how animal sex happens. How does that work? There's a gigantic 16 cow orgy and nobody can lay claim to this one calf that's born? Is that what they're implying here? It's weird, man. One cow for 16 in the pen. Back to this. Back to the game. More clothing to punch out. Greenland, Iceland. Iceland is very green. Greenland is very icy. So they got that. They got that right. I would assume that they have done their research and would get that right. Be very surprised if they got that mixed up. More boards to cover stuff with, and these look like they're probably common. Oh, maybe not. Oh, no, there's enough to go around. Look, there's 4 of them. Shetland and the Faroe Islands. And then, again, more stuff. So the very last thing that we haven't looked at are these decks of cards. I don't know what any of this stuff does, and really looking at all of those components, I still can't tell what goes in these vacuum form trays, or who was the obscure new punk alternative band that sang vacuum form trays. Again, please let me know in the comments. I'm going to open up, these are labeled A, B, C, spear, which, I mean, maybe that's the 4th letter of the Viking alphabet, but normally we'd call that D. But let's open at least one of them. And I amuse myself and no one else. Here we are. Oh my gosh, they're dense. They're very, I thought, oh, maybe they'll just be like, this one's red. No, God, no. There's 3 sections on each card, and there's text and pictures and arrows. Oh my word. Oh, that's cool. I can handle it. I can get there. That's what deck A looks like. Now, surely when we explore deck B, we're gonna get a bit of a break. That's gonna be solid colors. Maybe a circle on one card and a triangle on another. Let's see. Deck B. Oh my God, it's more of the same. Oh, the complexity is stunning. I can't even, oh my heavens to Betsy. Okay, so no such luck. But definitely by the time we get to C, we're gonna need a brain break. And we're gonna open this deck of cards, and it'll just be a couple of wavy lines. That's good. Just everyone relax, everyone take a deep breath. This is the moment that you've been waiting for, the calming, tranquil deck C. Oh my God, there's symbols everywhere, and text and money amounts and instructions and more arrows, and this entire board is on this card. Oh my, fear not, friends, there's a 4th deck. And I know in my heart of hearts that the folks from Fisher-Price were consulted on this final deck, and it is in fact merely iconic. In fact, we see a picture of a spear, and almost every card is just going to be just this one simple picture, and you can sit back and relax. And you know what? Actually, it looks like I'm right. It's all spears. Oh, look. Oh, it's a tiger trap. Oh, thank goodness. There's only one thing on this card. Oh, look, it's a bow and arrow. That's 2 things, but I think we can handle it. What else do we have? We got a sword. Oh, whew, I feel my heart coming down already. And oh no, we're back to the multiple sections of a card with curly Q lines and That's what you find inside the Feast for Odin box. As usual, I'm a bit shell-shocked. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. It's been a long day, and that made the day infinitely longer. I'm sure some of you watching this have played this game and can reassure me that I can handle it. Have you played A Feast for Odin? Do you like A Feast for Odin? Were the folks on the Discord server correct in steering me towards this game and telling me that it was a great one to pick up? Because they were talking this one up like crazy, saying, oh, it's going to be super amazing. You're going to enjoy it. If they're wrong, I'm going to start a new Discord server, and I'm going to invite you all to, they can stay on that Discord server. The rest of you can come with me to the secret Discord server for cool people who don't go for games that make your brain melt and ooze out your earballs. Let me know in the comments below. So those are 3 things that I want to know. The name of Odin's 2 Ravens, whether you think this game deserves its accolades and praise, is very high up on the Board Game Geek Top 100 list right now. If you think it deserves its place there and you think that this was a very good purchase, please let me know. I'm anxious to get it to the table to try it out. I may not be so anxious to do how to play because that might take me months, but it will happen. It will happen, this I vow. And the 3rd thing I want to know is which obscure new punk band sang the forgotten track, but one that's near and dear to my heart that I go to bed chanting every day. There's chanting in it. You remember this song. Who sang Vacuum-Formed Trace? Please let me know in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching this unbelievable pile of nonsense. Did you just watch that whole thing? Oh, hey, to 100% this video, click the badge to subscribe, and then click the bell to get notifications when I've got new stuff.